What is going on, everybody? Hope you guys are having a beautiful Monday morning and or afternoon, depending on when you are listening to this. I just wanted to first off say I appreciate everybody who's been kind of reaching out, and just everybody who does take things away from this and reaches out to me and here's what I have to say and cares about it. I really, really appreciate that. I know there's not many of you, but I've said this before. This podcast is, I don't really know what I'm going to do with it in the future, but this is something that is, it's important to me because it's bigger than just me trying to fulfill this mission, but it's more about me expressing myself. And if someone can listen to this and take something away from it, I have done my job, even if it's just one person. Or even if it's like my kids in the future can see what kind of person I am, or, whatever it may be. This podcast is something that I started just to express myself, and, I just appreciate every single person who's listened and reached out to me. The reason I'm starting out that way is because I was talking to one of my mentors this weekend, Alan, who I talk about pretty much every single week on this podcast, and he was talking about finding your genius zone and being consistent with it. And what that really means is finding out how you want to serve the world and what you want to do, whether it's your career or just serving the world in general. And he was talking about having a big vision and being really, really consistent when you find your genius zone. And I've been in a position in my life lately where I don't really know which direction I'm going, but I'm still doing things consistently that are good for my growth. And I wanted to highlight that real quick. Just because you may feel lost, or, if you really have no direction or don't really know how you want to serve the world or what your genius zone is, I'm in that same position. But that doesn't mean that we should be at a standstill. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't be doing things to better ourselves. And that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be consistently doing those things. And one of the things that I do in my life to help me consistently do things that are not only out of my comfort zone but help me grow as a person is peak performance tracking. And I know, like, I was talking about consistency and, the compound effect in the beginning of this, but it's going to come for full circle, because peak performance tracking is literally the best thing I've implemented in my life, and I can't express that enough. If you've read this book, which I've talked about on this podcast several times, it's by Darren Hardy. It's called The Compound Effect, and this book talks about consistently doing things over time and the value that you get by doing those things. It's like literally you have to read this book because it's like a mathematical law of life. If you do something consistently over time, you will get better, and you almost are guaranteed success. Don't ask me why. I don't know why. But, a lot of people try and argue this, and a lot of people try and say, that's not true. People consistently do things all the time. I think a lot of people quit before they master something, and I don't think people are as consistent as we may think. So I wanted to give a challenge out to anyone who's listening to this. Pick 5 things, just 5, and do them for 30 days consistently, and try not to miss. I guarantee you that you'll miss a day, and if you don't, bump it up to 6 or 7 or 8. And I'm not trying to like put you guys down and say like, oh, you're gonna fail at this. It's not about that. It's just like you're gonna realize how hard it is to be consistent at things that are a little bit out of your comfort zone and helping you grow as a person, because you want to be stretched a little bit. The reason I'm so passionate about the peak performance tracking, though, is because when we do find our genius zone and when we do figure out what our grand vision is and, our big all-around mission, that is going to be a game changer with helping you achieve that. Right now, my peak performance tracking is set up that helps me. It's set up in a way that helps me with like my relationship. It helps me stay consistent with working out. It helps me read more. It helps me journal. Like it's forcing me to do daily habits that are just helping me as a person. But when the time comes for me to actually have like that huge vision and know what I want to do with the world and who I want to serve, I can implement that in there and do that consistently. And I'm already like on the train right now, so it's just going to get filtered right in, and I will become Brandon Lowe, who does peak performance tracking, will become way more successful than the Brandon Lowe who was just coasting a couple years back. And that's just a fact. So if I can give you one piece of advice, it would be please, please, please start tracking your habits, because almost no one does, and it is a secret to success. And if any of you need help plugging things into your peak performance tracking like list, or want the template for it, because we have it on the NLU team, send me a message at B_Lowe22, or find me on the Next Level Book Club, which is on Saturday at 11:30 Central Time. And every single person in there's usually about 15 of us. Every single person in there is all about trying to be successful in their own unique way, and every person there does peak performance tracking. So there's going to be a lot of people who can help you out, and even get like an accountability buddy who can hold you accountable to it. So if you're interested in that, please send me a message and I can give you the details to all of that. Other than that, I hope you guys took something away from this, and I will catch you on the next one.